streaming was a mistake by internet education. I agree, actually. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Before the pitchforks come. It is, in a way, a mistake. But in the way that it has developed it depends on what he's talking about, which streaming he's talking about. It seems like regular like TV streaming, right? Like Netflix, Amazon. You get the idea. First of all, we tolerated that we now have to watch ads while we pay for a service that was originally without ads. We are retarded. Let's just straight up say it. We are retarded, all of us. Just like we tolerated paid online gaming when it was free at one point. And on PC, it still is free. Red flag. Problem. There's way too many. Way too many. There's like... What? There's Netflix, Amazon, Crunchyroll, HBO Max, Warner Bros. There's... others, right? There's more. I mean, technically now YouTube Premium is a thing. I wouldn't really call that. Still, you can still watch YouTube for free, right? But without ads, it's just superior. Join, wow. What else is there? There's a couple of other things as well. Doesn't matter. We all tolerated this shit. And everyone has different shows. One is, for example, one is complete, the other one isn't, and we have like other stuff, other benefits, right? One is cheaper, but it doesn't have this one. This one has these benefits. It's just too many. It's just too many of these. It's just way too many. And it's bad. Straight up, it's just bad. It's just bad. It's expensive, and we have seen the numbers of piracy just straight up going up. Let's see.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
So now, instead of paying $15.99 a month for 4K UHD, whatever downloads, 4 concurrent streams with HBO Max, you now have to pay $20 a month.
I hate Netflix. I hate them really bad.
Paramount Plus, Peacock, and Prime Video are 12.
Yeah, Paramount Plus as well. Peacock, that's a new one. Yeah, that's just too much. Apple has one as well. It's just way too much.
Disney Plus is $14, Netflix is $15.50, and Hulu is $18 every month.
They will keep raising it until they find the ceiling.
We are paying now more for your television entertainment than we ever were before.
These companies are going to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day.
We are paying more, right? We are paying more for less quality for mid TV shows. We are paying more for stuff that's not worth more. All these shows, they're dying after the first season. They're dying mid-first season. These movies are significantly underperforming. They randomly create movies like Cuties, which is essentially just softcore PDF stuff, and then take ages to take it down from Netflix.
Bringing you actual value is not their main focus. It's all about the money.
And I'm not saying we should do crime. What I'm saying is
people are starting to realize that it's easier and far cheaper to pirate their favorite TV shows and movies than to buy them. And you honestly can't blame.
It is. It is. It just is. There's no doubt about it. See, a lot of people watched The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity somewhere else. Because Netflix messed up and didn't drop it simultaneously with Japan. That significantly harmed the anime.
Blame them. Streaming is horrible now. When Netflix first came out, the idea was revolutionary, and you could see why everybody loved it. Netflix made it easier to watch all your favorite movies and TV shows on one disc, conveniently from anywhere in the world. And for a brief moment, it was great. Piracy fell to an all-time low, as nobody saw the need for it anymore. But as the saying goes, nothing good lasts forever, especially since other platforms realized that instead of licensing their shows to Netflix, they could just create their own streaming services and keep all the profit for themselves. Want to watch The Last of Us? It's not on Netflix. You'll have to pay $10 for HBO Max. Want to watch Family Guy? Another $10 for...
Who wants to watch The Last of Us, bro? That isn't worth the $10. I'm mainly use YouTube Premium because I like to turn my screen off while I walk to the store and I can't afford it. I've heard YouTube Premium is actually genuinely worth it, so that's good. But man, this is just, everything else is just so hella expensive nowadays.
Hulu.
He said it! He said it!
Want to catch up on Rick and Morty? It's not on Hulu.
Jeez, I don't know.
You'll have to go back to HBO Max, despite the show being owned by the same network, Fox. When The Office, the comedic show that won 5 Emmys, came out on Netflix,
I have to go make a call.
fans adored the idea that their favorite show was conveniently on the most popular streaming platform on the planet. That was until 2021, when everything changed. Netflix's license to continue streaming expired, and other streaming platforms saw an opportunity to steal Netflix's golden show for themselves. The directors of the show called...
You can't be this stupid, though. Well, it's Netflix. They're all stupid. Overall. See... There is piracy can be justified, right? If it's like Ubisoft, right? At that point, it is justified because they say, we don't own our games. See, and everyone else said basically you just buy a license, right? If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing.
The representatives of Netflix, Hulu, Apple, and Peacock to a room and asked them to bid for the show, and the highest bidder would walk away with the rights. Of course, Netflix didn't stand a chance in a room full of billion, even trillion-dollar companies like Apple. At the end of the day, Peacock won the auction by offering $500 million in a 5-year deal for the show, 5 times more than what Netflix could offer. To continue watching this show, you're forced to either subscribe to a new service, which would only eat into your pocket, or pirate it. This is a big ethical problem that's leading so many people to justify piracy.
Piracy is a victimless crime. No, seriously.
Especially when you consider the painful fact that most streaming services do not have a strong library of good shows.
Piracy is a service problem. Piracy is a service problem. A lot of Nintendo games are pirated. You know why? Because they're not available anywhere else. A lot of games are in general pirate because they're not available anywhere else. Like, if I want to play a game and it's not available anywhere at all, except the original hardware. See, the Metroid Prime trilogy, I can't play that anywhere at all except on the Wii. So not only do I have to buy a Wii, I also have to buy the game. If a Wii is already possibly... How much is a Wii? Let's check. If I want to play the Metroid Prime trilogy out of curiosity, you know what? Let's check that real quick, right? Let's check. Let's find that out, right? Let's find that out. I want a Nintendo Wii right now. Right? Right. How much would I need to pay? Right now, used $100 right now. That's what it appears to be. That's what it appears to be the case, right? Or $80 or whatever, right? So if I want to buy the Metroid Prime trilogy, I would have to pay 170 euros. Yeah, I'm gonna download an emulator. I'm gonna download an emulator. At that point, I'm gonna download an emulator. I wouldn't pay $300 for that. You can forget that. Nope.
Beyond the ones they plaster on billboards or the ones you see trending on TikTok. Eventually, you're left with a library of what some might call dog shit.
What the fuck is going on? This is so gross.
That's it.
I'm never selling a dog's rear end again.
Me too, bro.
According to a study by Vindicia, the average American pays for 3 to 4 streaming video services per month, and that's just for video. There's Apple Music, Spotify, video games, even software now are more expensive than ever, and if you're outside the US, things get much worse. In Noragrat's video about piracy, he talked about a man who got a VPN, paid a random
dude in India to get him a local phone number, then made an Indian Disney Plus account
just so he could watch his favorite movie legitimately.
He's more dedicated to this than I was to my ex-wife.
If you have to put that much effort to watch a single movie, you may as well just pirate it.
When you pirate them, it's much easier, it's much quicker, it's a lot less expensive, obviously.
When I was researching for this video, I saw this post comparing the basic plan for a Netflix subscription versus the pirated plan. If you're one for quality movies, you'll notice that the pirated version is actually much better than what Netflix offers.
Wow. I've seen that though. Some streaming services provide movies in a weird resolution. Like in a really weird resolution where like you have like in general it's just lower quality than what you used to, but also you have like for some movies you just have like these black bars left and right, up and down, and then like in the middle of the movie, and it's like it looks weird. Like they haven't properly adjusted it. It's just horrible.
You for $12, which should not be. There's a new term going around for what streaming companies are doing. It's called enshittification. It's the theory that product and services offered by once great companies get worse and worse over time as their need for growth and profit outweighs their desire to satisfy customers. Eventually, customers are going to be forced to pay higher and higher rates for increasingly deteriorating services, to the point where piracy is going to become an increasingly alluring value proposition. And when that happens, you can be absolutely, indisputably assured that executives will blame absolutely everything but themselves. For now, the new approach people prefer is subscribe to 1 or 2 streaming services and pirate the rest.
Facts. Back it up, 2, 2, 3 gonna make a nigga.
Based on pirate movies, it's not good at all. Facts. You say that, but hey, it makes sense why people do it. I can literally download a Game Boy emulator with games for free on my phone for free as well. Exactly. Because they're not... It's a service problem. If it's not available anywhere, why would I not... Why would people not pirate it then? That's just a problem. It's a service problem, clearly.
Back it up.
The shifted priority of streaming companies from consumer satisfaction to maximizing shareholder value revived the quote, "If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing." You may have seen it in the comment section of videos. It's a reflection of people's growing anger towards the media we consume. It became even more popular when headlines like these started floating around.
The Gen Zers own nothing. They don't want to own anything. Everything is a service.
I miss the days where when you actually purchased something, it was...
And I want to own things. That's why I'm still am playing Nintendo stuff, because most games that I still buy are on the cartridge. There's no 120 gigabyte download after I put in the disc and then a day one patch that is almost the same size. I buy, you know, Blu-rays, you know, even data. Even just the show itself in a form of like saved on some hard drive. Even that is more owning than whatever this is.
Yours.
I just lost every single...
I mean, people are buying printers that are not yours. The printers are not yours because you need a subscription to print. People are buying tractors, but they can't fix them themselves because the software is exclusively exclusively in some other place, even though you could fix the problems yourself if you had the software. So you don't own those technically either.
Book on my Kindle, over 300 books.
Then I tried to print at my leisure and it was like, no, you literally can't use the printer unless you have a subscription.
Automakers want to turn this thing you drive every day into a moving subscription.
Of course, that as well. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. Cars will only run by subscription eventually. You will see that. That will happen. No joke. Then there's like the subscription of like, you know, not just driving, but how far you drive, right? There's like the different tiers, unlimited driving, 500 kilometers, 200 kilometers, whatever, right? A month or so, I don't know. Crazy shit. Heating, right? Get the heating subscription, get like the subscription that has heating. You get all that, right? That's just gonna happen eventually.
A new study shows Gen Zers have some finance problems, starting out with more credit card debt than previous generations.
But let this be your reminder, you guys, we don't own anything on social media. This is their app. They can at any time get rid of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, your email. We don't own anything.
It raises a question. Has Gen Z's future been reduced to nothing more than a monthly subscription?
Do you remember the good old days when you could buy a DVD?
Fun fact, you wouldn't believe me if I said it, all my videos are on the hard drive. Like a ginormous hard drive. All my videos right now, currently, all of them, compiled. If anything ever happens, they're safe. Next, you know, I don't own the rights to urinate without a subscription. Yeah, can't flush the toilet without the subscription.
And own a movie for life. The best part, it was physical. You could feel it, you could keep it, you could play it. It could even become a collectible. Fast forward a few years later, and streaming services came along offering an even better way to watch movies. One filled with unlimited potential and a vast library of shows. You could never get tired. This was the dream sold. There was just one small problem. You couldn't own any of it. Think about it. If you buy a Netflix subscription today, you're not buying movies. You're renting access for as long as you continue paying. The day you stop for whatever reason that may be, whether it's because you got laid off from your job, got scammed, or maybe suffered a fatal accident that ate up your finances, as long as it causes your card to decline, your entire library disappears. Years of carefully building the perfect library for eating, dates, family, gone in an instant. That emotional connection you built, those memories tied to certain shows, they don't belong to you. They were always on loan, and the same goes for music as well.
Yep. Music as well. But there is a way. Remember, guys, there is a way.
It's pretty crazy to think that to keep your playlist, you must pay for it till you essentially die. And even then, it's not over. If you shared your password before passing, the bill could get passed to the next user.
In the United States alone, your password was shared over 1.3 million times.
1.3 million people. That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
For these reasons, and so many others, people choose piracy. Illegal sites that let you download movies for free and watch them.
Remember, originally, others could watch if they had access to it, right? Nowadays, that's not possible either, right? You can't share with your family without paying more. That wasn't a thing earlier. Again, you have to see ads. On Amazon, you actually have to see ads, even if you're paying.
As many times as you want without fear of losing access in the nearest future. I am not supporting piracy, I am just stating the facts. And the fact is, Gen Z loves piracy, even though most of them lack the technical know-how to do it. That's why videos like how to watch Netflix for free in 2025, 100% legal, get thousands of views, even though free and legal should never be in the same sentence.
Imagine this, without paying even a single dollar. You get to enjoy all your favorite shows and movies on Netflix for an entire year.
This is the best working method, and it's going to allow you to get free money as well, because you're going to not only will you be able to get free Netflix, but you'll also be able to get free money with this method here.
I don't know, man. Seeming sus lately.
Luckily for the streaming companies, many Gen Zs are not computer literate, as you'd expect a generation born to technology to be. Futurism called us the generation baffled by simple technology. It may come as a surprise, but because everything is so automated, 44% of Gen Z now have just the basic knowledge of how technology works. That's why we prefer Canva to Photoshop and CapCut to Premiere Pro, because it's easier to understand. It's also why Gen Z...
True. I use Canva as well. It's just easier to understand. And to be fair, most Zoomers aren't that technologically literate. I'm gonna say it. Like, I'm completely retarded when it comes to technology. It's crazy. But that's also, I grew up with a lot of older media predominantly, and then just later, I mean, I got my phone quite late. Like an actual touch phone, I got that super late.
finds it hard to pirate softwares and movies because they don't just know how, but they're willing to learn, and that is dangerous to streaming companies who have millions at stake. Subreddits, Telegram, and YouTube tutorials have been created to help the generation catch up on the vast revival of piracy. But you can argue that these are billion-dollar companies who can afford to waste $300 million on boring sci-fi movies with cool visuals. So technically, piracy from a relatively small group of teens should not be a problem, right? Wrong. The truth is, every media company is terrified of piracy. Netflix even admitted it in a report to investors. And it's no surprise why. The streaming business is brutally competitive. Platforms are burning millions just to stay alive, and investors are losing faith in the business model fast. Just look at the numbers. Apple TV lost $1 billion in 2020.
Apple losing over $1 billion a year on streaming. Wow, you are fucked.
Peacock lost $372 million within the same year. Roku is down almost 20% this year, and Paramount stock has not recovered since they did the Thunderman's return. But that does not mean streaming is dead. In fact, what these companies suffer in stock value, they almost always make up for in streaming subscriptions.
Bank of America's internal data show that consumers are spending way more on streaming than they were even a couple years ago. The percentage of households spending over $100 a month is growing, while the percentage spending less than $20 is shrinking fast.
It is because of this vast potential that many companies are taking big measures to combat piracy. But what happens when they run out of new subscribers?
The problem is that even for anime, that's a service problem. Because, again, there is a huge problem now with anime, and the problem is that Crunchyroll owns 50% of everything, and Netflix owns parts. But the bigger problem is Crunchyroll, because now Crunchyroll decides what actually gets turned into an anime and how. That is a problem. That is a huge problem. That is a ginormous problem, and they want more and more. And then we'll just get the same slop over and over again. Yeah, more solo leveling, I could see it.
Do you remember the "you wouldn't steal a car" anti-piracy videos that played in front of movies and on DVDs?
Oh yeah, that one I remember. Looking back, Selmac, stuck TLDR. It's just about piracy and how bad everyone's doing. And how many people are pirating. That's really just it. That's really just it. How much money these companies are losing because of piracy.
There's a whole bunch
back in 2004, the British Federation Against Copyright Theft launched this anti-piracy ad, only to get caught in the ultimate hypocrisy. Turns out, they stole both the fonts and the music when making the ad campaign. Some reports
are they stupid, bro? They are retarded. It's crazy. They are retarded. Wow.
Reports even suggest this carelessness accidentally encouraged more piracy instead of stopping it. Now, obviously, this ad alone was not responsible for the level of piracy carried out across different industries, but it definitely played a role in spreading awareness, not just in the way they expected.
The problem with the ad was it was released right at the birth of Web 2, just as people were really starting to figure out how the internet and computers worked. So rather than discourage people from downloading movies illegally, it just told them it was possible, and made them curious to explore the world of pirated content. And these were the glory days for pirated content. The Pirate Bay opened in 2003, and by 2005, there were over 1.7 million users downloading pirated movies, music, and software on LimeWire alone.
According to Znet, US households paid as much as
It makes sense, though. It makes sense. I think I shared this one, actually. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It just makes sense. It just does. The shit is too expensive. The quality's dropping by the minute. With every release. It just makes sense why people are going that route. Why would I pay for like 50 different streaming services? Makes no sense.
$1,000 for streaming subscriptions. With these kind of numbers, you'd think streaming services would focus on making subscriptions more affordable, but instead, they're pushing for a new bill that could change the game forever. If passed, this law would force internet providers to block access to piracy websites, targeting anime, movies, TV shows, and other content that costs Hollywood billions yearly. They're especially fighting now.
I mean, there's There will be ways to get around it.
Now, more than ever, as some reporters suggest that some piracy websites are receiving more traffic than Disney Plus and Crunchyroll. If this keeps up, it could ruin their entire business model. We're entering a new era where
Good. Then they finally have to step up the game. I want to watch ads while paying for something.
streaming services are running out of new subscribers. So the only way to keep the money flowing is by providing truly innovative, high-value experiences that customers actively want to support financially. For Netflix, it's...
They can't do that, though. They can't do that, though. No one here eats apples. Bad move. I eat apples, too. I make apple cake. And, and, applesauce. So, you'd be wrong.
Their original shows and cough cough their pricing structure that allows users to watch movies in 4K with Netflix spatial audio.
Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it.
For Disney Plus, it's Star Wars and their OG shows you could never get elsewhere.
And very evidently so.
For HBO
Yeah, but Star Wars is fucked, so nobody cares.
Max, it's Game of Thrones. That's it. The truth is, streaming companies depend on users getting all their entertainment from them, and only them. Piracy doesn't just slow their growth, it threatens their entire existence. And since streaming is dependent on users coming back, it is only logical they take the necessary steps to protect the future of their business. But I can't help but wonder if this is really the solution, because people seem to think otherwise.
Like a rash that just won't respond to medication, internet piracy is one of those things that will never go away completely.
If you narrow it down, why do people really pirate? Is it just because it's free? Because for a while, streaming did reduce that problem. Or is it the convenience? If a pirate website makes it easy for you to access movies from all over the world in high quality.
My husband is dead. I don't want to remarry. I only want sex. Click here. Click me, baby cock. True, though.
With the extra bonus of no ads, the value of a streaming service like Disney Plus, who you cannot legally sue, drops dramatically. The only real way to win users and retain loyalty involves two words that is not very profitable in this day and age. It's called customer satisfaction.
I hate Disney.
Streaming services used to look like this. Now they look like this. The longer streaming services have been around, the more complicated and confusing it has gotten. It used to be you just had Netflix, but now we got 15 services and half of them are ad-free, half of them have ads. I don't even remember which ones I paid for. I don't even know if some of them were free. Oh my...
At this point, I can only hope that the day comes that streaming fatigue becomes a thing of the past, and streaming platforms see its users as real people who crave...
They don't see us as... Companies don't see us as real people. They see us as dollar signs. When do we get that? When do we get that?
To be entertained, who want to build unforgettable moments through shows, who rely on TV to escape reality when life is getting difficult, and not just numbers meant to increase stock price.
Anyways, I'm not advocating for piracy. But, you don't own your things. So, you know, it might not be stealing. It might, maybe, but I'm not advocating. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.